What's up, everybody? The Inquisitive Mamba here, back with another podcast. It's not all about March Madness today. I got the NBA, I got the MLB, I got it all. I got news, I got injuries, I got it all. But first of all, I want to start off with that Gonzaga Baylor game last night. Baylor went on to win that game 86-70. For many fans who were looking forward to a really good game, it wasn't. Actually, right off to start the show, I got to show you guys. Baylor went on to win 86-70, but look what your boy picked. I picked Baylor to win in my bracket. I actually ended up at 99% in my bracket. Congrats, hats off to Baylor on winning their first school title in history. Pretty cool. Took Scott Drew 18 years to win his first title. Like I said, congrats to him. 18 years in the making. They finally get it. Well, the big three showed out last night. The three of them combined for 56 points. Adam Flagler came off the bench, as I mentioned in yesterday's show. I think he was going to be one of the X factors alongside Matthew Mayer, but it was a great game overall for the Baylor Bears. And actually, for you TikTok fans out there, they were doing some Corvette dances out there towards the end of the game. Pretty cool, honestly. But March Madness comes to a close. You're thinking, well, what are you going to talk about on the podcast now? I'm going to continue with sports like what I love to do. Talk about the NBA, talk about the MLB, maybe the NHL, maybe some golf coming up this weekend because the Masters is on this weekend. But we got a lot more sports ahead of us, so I'm super excited. But moving on from that game, I think we have 360 days until next year's Sunday selection. Long ways away. We're moving on to the NBA. Well, like I said, that's a wrap on college basketball for all you college basketball fans out there. I'm going into the NBA draft news. I'm going into injuries. I'm going into it all. Like I said, not many exciting games last night in the NBA, but former Houston Rockets player Ben McLemore, he went to Kansas as well. He's about a 39 to 40% three-point shooter overall for his career. Ended up signing with the Los Angeles Lakers earlier today. He will be filling that 13th man spot for them, and looks like he could be a solid signing. As well as Isaiah Thomas, who the Pelicans recently signed. He said he is 102% after his hip procedure. Pretty cool, pretty interesting to see if the Pelicans can make a run. Pelicans guy Lonzo Ball, he's been lighting it up this year from three. I think he's hit more threes than Chris Middleton, Bradley Beal. I mean, there's a bunch of guys I think he's over at 120, 125 threes. Sunday night's game, he hit 8 threes. Excuse me. Isaiah Thomas, Ben McLemore, DeMarcus Cousins, he ends up going to the Los Angeles Clippers on a 10-day contract. Pretty interesting to see what he'll do because he never actually got a chance to play with his foe town rivals, Los Angeles Lakers. He was hurt, and they moved on from him. He finds himself back on the Clippers as he was on the Rockets before. Didn't really work out for him there. The Rockets are a mess. Don't even get me started about them. But like I said, Isaiah Thomas, Ben McLemore, DeMarcus Cousins, some college basketball, some NBA draft news all around there. Illinois point guard, star guard Ayo Dosunmu, he has declared for the draft, as many people have him at the 35th overall prospect spot. I see Ayo going about 20 to 25, maybe the 27, 28 range. I think he could be a solid player. I think he needs to work on some mid-range shooting, some ball handling, some ball security, but he could be a great player. Also in the NBA draft news, our Arizona State freshman Marcus Bagley, brother of Marvin Bagley, who plays for the Kings, has declared for the NBA draft, and he said, "I'm keeping all my options open. People haven't seen my game fully yet. The best of yet is to come," he said. So that's the two players recently that have declared for the draft. I think there'll be more coming out soon. Stay tuned for that. ESPN recently dropped their 25 and under best young stars. You might be blown away by this, but there's one guy that came up at number 3, and he's only played 25, 30 games. I mean, he just got hurt. He broke his wrist. That's LaMelo Ball, Charlotte Hornets guard. Everybody knows who that is. But he's already ahead of Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, and De'Aaron Fox. He's only played like 30 games. I think that's hard to put him in that conversation. Well, if you guys have any thoughts on that, let me know in the comments section. I would really love to know. As I said, that's an interesting take there. Number 3, I think that's absolutely crazy. Zion was number 1, I'm pretty sure. And I think Luka was number 2, or Zion was 2 and Luka was 1. That's fair. But LaMelo at 3, I think that's ridiculous. He hasn't even played a full season yet. Like I said, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, and De'Aaron Fox have all proved themselves. De'Aaron Fox, not an all-star yet, but Jason Tatum and Donovan Mitchell, 2 all-stars, proved themselves in this league. Both players have been to the playoffs, as Jason Tatum has been to the conference finals once in his career already. LaMelo hasn't done anything. He hasn't brought his team to the playoffs. I mean, he's only a rookie. Granted, he got hurt, but that's just a bold statement to put him in that conversation. That's the NBA news for today. There wasn't a whole lot. Moving on to the MLB. I didn't forget about you MLB fans just quite yet. Rougned Odor, Texas Rangers player, was traded to the New York Yankees. My guys over there, they got the win against the Orioles last night, 7-0. Pretty cool. Not expected there. John Carlos Stanton hit a grand salami. Anyways, Rangers trade. The Yankees trade 2 prospects for Rougned Odor. Solid player. As you guys know, Rougned Odor is that player that got into that huge brawl with Jose Bautista years back. He's a solid guy. They don't really need him, but doesn't hurt. He's a veteran guy. He's a good infielder. He's a second baseman. Can play behind LeMahieu. Have no problem with that. In his career, he's batting like 215. His best year was in 2016, where I think he lit it up. He was hitting the 280s, 300s. But since 2016, he has 88 home runs. I'm pretty sure. You can fact check me on that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Hit me with it. But solid role player. Could definitely use him when if LeMahieu's hurt or if he has a day off. Easily use him. MLB news. Also, San Diego Padres star Fernando Tatis went out last night. Monday night's game with a shoulder injury, and the Giants went out and tweeted, "Whoa, Tatis, yeah, he got hurt." Yeah, interesting that they're putting graphics of Tatis, a player they're not even that's not even on their team, let alone weird. He was reevaluated earlier today. The 2021 All-Star Game was actually moved from Georgia to Colorado. Many people have been going crazy about that. I have my own takes at that. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to say much more about that. But like I said, not much exciting stuff going on in the MLB. But for you Red Sox fans out there who I mentioned in the previous show, actually the show before that, sorry, they opened up with yellow jerseys. If I can put that up on the screen there, yellow jerseys. I mean, what? Tell me what you guys think of those yellow jerseys. I think they're kind of cheesy, honestly. They look like futuristic, and they're made up of in like MLB The Show. But that's not the here nor there. Not really a lot of exciting things going on with the Red Sox. Like I said, let me know what you guys think of those horrendous jerseys. Not much is going right for the Red Sox these days, as I think they're still 0-3. Maybe they're 0-4. I don't know. I haven't really checked on them. I said I was going away from the NBA, but hey, I got to give you guys my picks for tonight's games, as we are on the East Coast and it's 6:23. Some games start at 7 o'clock, 7:30. Lakers, Raptors, Bulls, Pacers, Pelicans, Hawks, Sixers, Celtics, Grizzlies, Heat, Pistons, Nuggets, Bucks, Warriors, and Blazers, Clippers. Bucks, Warriors is that 10 o'clock TNT game tonight, 10:30, and I think they should have subbed that game up, but they're not going to sub Steph Curry out. And the Bucks, I think they're finishing up their West Coast road trip, but it'll be interesting to see if the Bucks will blow them out. The line opens up at Milwaukee's -6.5. The over/under is 237.5. I am going to go with Milwaukee -6.5. You're thinking, well, you're just picking what this spread. Yeah, I'm picking it. I think I think Milwaukee wins by 6.5. Blazers, Clippers by 5.5. Ooh, that's a tough one. I think Lillard will have something to say about that. I'm not going to go with the spread. I'm going to go Clippers by 3. I think the Clippers will win by 3. Pistons, Nuggets, Denver opens up at -12. Denver has to win by 12. I think that's fair. The over-under opens is 214 on that one. You can take it if you want, over or under. It's up to you. Grizzlies, Heat, Miami's -5 and 5.5. The last time I think Miami and the Grizzlies played, the Grizzlies ended up closing that one out. It was a really close game, but they ended up winning. I think the Heat make a statement tonight. I'm still waiting to see what Oladipo will do. He hasn't really done a whole lot as the Heat recently traded for him. Sixers, Celtics, Phillies at -2. I think that's fair, but then again, I think Boston could definitely put up a fight. They're at home. We'll see. All you rowdy Sixers fans out there, all you Philadelphia sports fans, you guys are crazy. As I see your TikToks, you guys are always going crazy. Pelicans, Hawks, Atlanta's at -2.5. I think Lonzo Ball and those guys would have something to say about that, as well as Zion Williamson, Mr. Zion. Like I said, -2.5 for Atlanta. Bulls, Pacers, Chicago's at -1. Lakers, Raptors is also -1. So Lakers Raptors. Lakers are on the road, and I think -1 is fair. They're not playing they're not playing up to a lot of competition. Raptors have like 6 players out: Van Fleet, Lowry. I don't know if Siakam's playing, but I read they have 6 players out. You can take that if you want. I'm going to take that. Bulls Pacers. I'm going to take Chicago as well by 1. Pelicans Hawks. I'm going back to that one. I'm going to go. Pelicans are going to win that, but I think they win by more than 2.5. They've been playing pretty good as of late, especially the way Lonzo Ball's been shooting. As I said, he hit 8 threes in Sunday night's performance. That's it for my picks. Have to give myself a round of applause just because I'm going with my picks, you know. But yeah, like I said, that's the NBA betting odds for tonight. You can take those if you want, take it or leave it. It's all up to you. I covered the MLB. I covered some news. The All-Star game did get moved to Colorado. Be interested to see any more information that comes out about that soon. March Madness did come to a close, so all you March Madness fans out there, one shining moment. Baylor ended up winning. They took it home. Like I said, Scott Drew ends up with his first championship after being there for 18 years. Finally got it done. NBA news, got all that covered. Some player picks that were signed to teams: Isaiah Thomas, Ben McLemore, DeMarcus Cousins, excuse me. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. MLB news, we got all that taken care of. March Madness, like I said, has come to a close. You're thinking, whoa, what are you going to talk about now? March Madness, like I said, it's done. It's over. Championship night, done. So I'll be sticking with the MLB, maybe some NHL come up here in the near future. The Masters is actually coming up this Sunday, so I got to do some research for golf and see who's going to win or who's the favorite to win the Masters. Tiger Woods is bummed out; he won't be in that. But like I said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. This goes on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. And until next time, peace. The Inquisitive Mamba signing off.